All right, welcome everyone to week 2 of our Breathe Well time together. And in this session, we will be doing a lot of breathing. So make sure that you're in a nice, comfortable space. I always like to encourage you to ensure that your devices are set aside or at least silenced so that you can actually focus on your breath during this time together. Has everyone had time to start to look at the videos that were sent out and maybe start practicing some? I see some head nods. So that's great. Those were just kind of the foretaste of what we're going to be doing today. So we'll spend a little time on those. Hopefully you've been able to practice those during the week, whether you were able to do them morning, noon, and night, is a whole nother story, I'm sure, for everyone. But just taking it where you are and being able to add this to your toolbox for your overall wellness. And so I appreciate you sharing that you did take a little time to do some breath work. And this is an ongoing practice. So just like a yoga practice or anything, it is called a practice for a reason. It is something that we're always able to improve on. We may have steps back and we may have steps forward, but it's really about being in tune with what is coming from this breath work. I did have a client earlier this week share that she was in a stressful situation and she stopped everything that she was doing and said, I just need to take a break. And she took a break and she went and found space to just breathe. And I applauded those efforts because that's exactly what these tools are for. In that same situation, she may have just pressed forward and just done what she was doing anyway, with a high stress space in both the mind and in the body, but she was able to step away. And so that's what these tools are all about. So moving on, we will cover the 3 categories as we did in the videos, but just as a reminder, coffee are those wake up breaths, the ones that really get us going in the morning. Should be pretty much utilized just in the mornings because it is that kicks in that sympathetic nervous system to get going and moving. Water breath is categorized as water because we can actually drink water anytime and it doesn't affect us, right? It's good for us at all times. So anything in the water category you can do in the mornings or in the evenings or throughout the day. And then the whiskey practice helps us to remember, like if we're going to have whiskey, probably should be at the end of the day when we're not trying to function and do other things. It's just a way to remind us that those practices should be reserved for the evening and that they are very deregulating, down-regulating, that is sleep-inducing types of breaths. We will be doing a combination of all of these breaths within the next 30 minutes. So at any time, if you feel a little lightheaded or you just need to take a break from the breathing for a moment, please do. Listen to your body, take a moment. I have led these to where people were like, "Ooh, I was feeling a little lightheaded." So just know that that could happen and be aware of it. That's why we don't do some of the quick breaths or those evening long hold breaths while we're driving or doing other things. So normal breathing patterns are those 8 to 15 breaths. So when we're not thinking about our breath, we're breathing somewhere between 8 to 15 breaths a minute. And we're not thinking about it. That's great that we don't have to think about it all the time because that would be really troublesome that we wouldn't be able to go about our days if we were always thinking about our breath. So we know that this is what's happening, but what does happen is it's a little bit shallower than what we are going to be able to do whenever we do breathing patterns. So moving into our next activity. So taking a moment, let's go ahead and start to roll those shoulders back as we kind of prepare. Sitting up in our chairs, making sure we're not laying back into the chair, that we're sitting with our posture in our, both feet are sitting just resting on the ground. Legs are not crossed or a leg up in the chair and all of those things. So taking a moment, and we're going to focus on water breath first because as I said, this is one, it's balanced breathing. It's adaptogenic to where if you're feeling a little tense, it'll help calm you down. If you're feeling a little tired, it can actually start to just balance you and bring you back a little bit. We'll get into the coffee category in a little bit to where if this doesn't work, that you can still upregulate with utilizing those breaths. So within this category, we spoke about the 8 to 15 breaths and just normal bright breathing, but with water breath, we're slowing it down to about 4 to 6 breaths. And the sixth breath sweet spot is resonance breathing, to where we start to feel additional benefits, which we'll talk about in a couple of weeks. That we may see other benefits other than just the stress relief that we may feel in the moment. So again, these can actually be practiced while you're driving. I keep cautioning you not to be breathing and driving, but this is one that you can. As we said, think about water, anything that's balanced, those 4 to 6 breaths are okay. But that's why it's important to know the differences in your breathing. It's also great to do when you're lying down. It can be done standing or just sitting at your office. So taking a moment here as we prepare. And we'll start with what we call the alternate nostril breathing. We will do 5 rounds, just as we did a couple of rounds last week, and you should be practicing this one. So we should be pretty well versed in this one. So we're going to do 5 rounds rather than 10 rounds, just to get ourselves into a balanced state and ready for the rest of our practice today. So we start with pranayama mudra. So taking those 2 first fingers, folding them down. Hopefully that's getting a little more comfortable for you now. And then just resting that down on your leg. And then taking the other hand and just palm up, resting down. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Nice deep inhale through the left side, blocking off the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale, right side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale, left side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, left side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale, right side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale, left side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, left side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale, right side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, right side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Close. Exhale, left side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, left side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale, right side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale, left side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, left side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale, right side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale, left side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Take a moment. Coming back to your normal breath. Beautiful. So coming back, just thinking about how that felt. Hopefully you felt a little more balanced than when we started. Normally you would do about 10 rounds, and just an indicator of how you can help to count rounds. If you think about on your left hand, because you're using pranayama mudra on the right side, that you can just tap your thumb to a finger to start to count your rounds. So when you're doing this on your own practice and you're not watching a video or working with me one-on-one, that you'll be able to do that on your own so that you kind of know where you're at in those rounds, because we want to get lost in the rounds. We want to be so wrapped up in our breath that we sort of forget where we are in our breath work. So the next breath that we're going to do is, we'll stay with the water breath, but we'll work on that balanced breathing. And so we talked a little bit about placing the right hand on the chest. So take a moment to place the right hand on the chest. I'm going to move my camera down just so that we can see where the left thumb is going to be placed. And then with the left hand, you're going to take the left thumb and place it right into below the sternum, so where the ribs come together, and then allow that hand to just rest on the belly. So this will be our indicator of engaging the diaphragm. And so we're going to be doing that with what we call the belly breathing, or diaphragmic breathing. And so this is really that focus on that. We've been doing that with our breath, but it's now like really time to just focus in. So this is a great one to do while you're sitting, but this one really feels nice laying down, to be able to feel the full expansion of the belly and the chest, even though we're sitting up nice and tall and we feel like we're doing it sitting. It is much more comfortable and relaxing to do this when lying down. So now that you're in a nice, comfortable position, we want to just have awareness of the chest and the diaphragm and the belly as we breathe in, taking a nice deep inhale. Feel the expansion through the belly and through the chest. And as you exhale, you feel them melt down or decrease. So you may feel that expansion and regression. Good. And now we're going to do this balanced breathing or water breath practice with our hands here. And when you're lying down, those elbows would just be rested alongside you. So try to relax the shoulders and the elbows as best you can in a seated position. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Just allow those hands to come and rest on the tops of your legs, down alongside you. Good. As we come back, if you have any reflections on how that felt, were you able to feel the belly expanding on that? Are we still working on feeling that expansion? If anyone wants to comment, please do. But if you're feeling the relaxation from the breath, just enjoy. But I would love to hear from if you have any feelings on this.
I am definitely a very, very shallow breather. So, so much so that when I try to breathe through my belly, like
Mhm.
my spine hurts because
Wow.
I'm so not used to breathing like down into my stomach, I guess. It's
Yes.
fascinating. And
Yes.
this is actually probably one of the first experiences where I'm able to do breath work because every single time when I tried, I would be one of those people telling you like I can't, I'm suffocating. And he
Mm.
would be like, wait a minute, you're breathing. And I'm like, I'm suffocating. And we actually had to do like some digging into my past to figure out what happened. And I learned at the age of 48 that when I was born, I had an umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. And like, you can't put a mask on me. I'm not snorkeling. I'm not like I'm mortified of the lack of oxygen. So this is like a huge step for me.
That's beautiful, Lena. Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, we do have trauma from our past, and sometimes it's known and sometimes it's unknown. And so when we start to practice and breathe, and really that focused attention on whether it's the locks or just the feeling of our hands moving and the concentration of the counting will help to take those other thoughts away and to allow us to bring the breath in. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Any other reflections?
I'll share that I felt like I was having a hard time taking a deep breath when my hands were there.
Mm. Hmm.
And so I don't know if I was, but I do think that focusing on the actions is helping me be more present and focus on what I'm doing. But I don't know, that was interesting that I felt like I couldn't take a deep breath when my hands were in that spot.
Yeah. So a lot of times we may be pressing into those spaces whenever I'm hearing you say that. Maybe you're putting a little pressure there rather than just lightly feeling them. And that's why lying down on this one kind of allows those arms and shoulders to relax a little more. So I would say try this is a nice simple practice to try later when you're able to lie down and be able to try it then. And I would love to hear back, to see if that helped to be able to relax those shoulders and elbows down alongside you a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, great. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move along. Um, to balance breathing and belly breathing, we kind of combine those two with this one. But some other balanced breathing that we can do is just thinking about any of the 4-4. Anytime that it's a balanced breath and we're not doing long holds, then that is going to be any of the water categories that we would be doing together. So we've practiced the alternate nostril, we've combined the belly breathing and balanced breathing, and so we'll go ahead and move on to the next category. And again, this is that water breath. Take it with you all the time. So thinking about these breaths, these are the ones that are your water. So always take them with you. And so let's go ahead and move on. And now this is the slower down regulating breath. So when we do this, this is typically less than 4 breaths per minute. And so when we start to think about that, that's that kind of a long time to be holding. I mentioned box breathing. We did triangle breathing was one of our practice videos. But when we combine the pranayama mudra with that holding of the breath, it's important for us to start to recognize the difference of that. And hopefully that you're able to relax the diaphragm more rather than holding your breath, trying to just do it on your own, just and holding. By locking, you're still able to relax through the chest and belly. So we'll have some of that feelings that we should start to notice and be aware of. That awareness is going to be key. So when we do these breaths, really kicks deep into the parasympathetic nervous system. It helps improving digestion. We'll get a little bit more into the science of this in later weeks, but it allows this relaxation to move throughout the whole body. So it really triggers deep this rest and digest nervous system response. So again, if you start to feel a little woozy or the holding of the breath is just too much, just release, especially, if you've had a past where there's issues there, if this ever feels uncomfortable, just relax your hand down and it's okay. And we can talk about that a little bit. So we will now prepare to practice with these breaths. Primarily before bed is when we would use these, making sure that we are ready to settle in for the night. So I'll just say that. So this is going to be a little weird. That's why we put the coffee breaths after this to kind of bring us back. So 4-8 belly breathing is where we're going to start. So with that, we're going to just rest the hands on the belly in a seated position. So that may or may not feel good. I'm going to draw my camera down just a little bit. So we're just going to rest the hands across the belly. Just find a comfortable position for those arms. It's not going to be completely comfortable because you are still sitting up. But again, try this one later when you're lying down. And when you do this, we're just going to take in a breath on a 4 count, and then we're going to exhale on an 8 count. So that's a little bit different than what we've done with the holds. So, and bringing that breath in. So we're going to start by relaxing those shoulders down. Just rest your hands on the belly. Just having that awareness, again, not pressing, just awareness there. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Coming back to that normal breathing here. Taking a moment. Resting it out. Good. Any reflections from this breath? Anyone want to share? Was that hard to exhale on an 8 count? No?
I'll share. I kind of would catch myself holding my upper body on the exhale and getting to the bottom and realizing that I'm like carrying all that at the top. So it took about 3 rounds before I could get my body to sort of just relax in the in and the out. So that was interesting.
Yes. Thanks for sharing, Tracy. Yes. And it can be hard. 8 can be a long time. And I'm just kind of trying to do a medium count, not too long, not too short. It may be too long for you. 8, that count of 8 may have been felt too long. And if so, just adjust your count when you're doing it yourself. Just count a little faster. Don't adjust the number of counts because you want to make sure that you're remembering it's that 4-8. But adjusting the speed at which you're counting is perfectly acceptable as you're adjusting to this, breathing and getting used to it and feeling comfortable and confident in that space. So very good. All right, we're going to move to what's called a left nostril breathing. You can advance to the next slide, Wendy. And in the left nostril breathing, what we'll do is we'll focus, when we talked about nostril domination last week, we talked a little bit about, when it's out of that left nostril, that it is actually more relaxing and deregulating when we're in that space. So there's actually a way that we can force that by using half of our alternate nostril breathing. We're just going to be doing left nostril breathing. So we'll still be using that pranayama mudra hand, and then we'll go ahead and rest that hand down on our thigh, just taking a moment to roll those shoulders back. Good. And go ahead and bring that right hand up, closing off the right nostril. Beautiful. And we're going to do balanced breathing just through the left nostril. So taking in a nice deep inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. So this is a very relaxing one that we can do later in the evening. Again, really pressing that left nostril domination is triggering our parasympathetic nervous system. And in just because of our time, I just want to recognize that other breaths that we would be in this category are our box breathing and then the triangle breathing, which was on the video. I just always encourage using the pranayama mudra for the holds anytime that you're practicing those categories, so that you can relax through the diaphragm and through those intercostal muscles through the chest. It's more of a relaxing space rather than just kind of going through the motions. So we'll go ahead and move on to our coffee and upregulating breath. So that we wake ourselves back up after we've now induced further relaxation. So our coffee breath is upregulating. It's greater than 20 breaths a minute, which is like really quick. When we start to think about that, it's going to reduce CO2 in the bloodstream, which leads to constriction of your breathing passageways and veins. So it should be practiced briefly and with care only in appropriate times. So like that first thing in the morning is good. Just before you exercise, if you're a morning person, or if you've kind of been just getting ready for your exercise routine and you just need a little motivation, it's a good one to get you going. So just, we won't do the fire breath since we did that one through the videos. We'll go ahead and skip over to bellows breathing just to introduce you to a new breath. So this one, so the bellows breath, you can use your hands on this one just so that you can have that feeling of the belly once again. And what we'll do when we inhale, we expand through the belly. When we exhale, our hands draw in, right? So we have this out, in, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So think about that movement. We're going to do it quickly. So you see my hand movements, that's what our belly is going to be doing. And so it's going to be quick. So we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale quickly. So just think about that, preparing yourself to breathe. Roll those shoulders back and inhale, exhale, 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 inhale, exhale. Relax. That one was a lot. And if you've kind of struggled with that, that's why we practice. It's okay. It doesn't always come quickly, but was anybody able to kind of feel that inhale and exhale and feel that expansion and bringing in? Good. I see some head shakes. Beautiful. We'll try one more round just so that we can feel that. Getting ready in 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, 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 inhale, exhale. Relax. Good. How's everybody doing after that one? Get a thumbs up. That's a lot. So if you need to deregulate after this one, you know that you can go back to your water breath. And so we'll go ahead and just go ahead and go to the next slide there. Just that daily routine. So we went through coffee breathing, that midday breathing, and then that before bed deregulation breathing, thinking about those categories. Does anyone have any questions regarding the categories? We're good?
I guess my question is like, if I'm feeling like I'm all wound up and I need to take that moment, you would suggest though the water breathing more so than the whiskey breathing, even if I feel like I really need to bring myself down.
I would start with water breathing. And if you
Okay.
still feel that that's not regulating and balancing you, then in those cases, then you could go ahead, as long as you're in a safe place, that if you do fall asleep, that it's okay. Because as I said last time, if we're trying to do 10 rounds and we're laying in bed and we're nice and relaxed, by the 7th round, we may actually just fall asleep. So you just need to make sure you're in a safe space.
Okay.
But always start with water, and especially during the day.
Okay.
That's a great question. So how has everybody been doing with their nasal cycle testing? Has everybody been trying that? Noticing anything? And then also the CO2 tolerance test. Remember, that's just once a week. So that's when we hold for that 30. And then the breath control test where we're holding and then counting down, quietly out loud, that we're counting those numbers out. So just remember to try and work through those tests on a regular basis just to see where you're at. And you can refer back to our first video if you need a little assistance with that, or the worksheet there should be able to help you along. And we are coming to a close for this session. Does anybody have any final comments or any questions? I see none. Well, thank you all for taking time for yourselves. That's so important. Always know that breath work is amazing because you can take it anywhere you go. You don't have to go and, change into your workout clothes. You can actually just take this as a tool anywhere you go. If you're in the car, think water breaths. If you're waking up in the morning and you just can't seem to get going, go to that coffee breath. If you're just needing to find some balance, think about the water. When it's just time that you've got to get some rest, remember the whiskey breaths, those longer, deep breathes into the night is beautiful. So thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend. I'll see you back here in a week.
Thank you, Ray.
You are very welcome.